All right. And the show today is kind of interesting because we have done this episode before on procrastination. So, Helene and I have devoted our January month to working, helping entrepreneurs move forward, setting goals, that sort of thing. So, that's been our focus. So, we both find it kind of amusing that the topic is procrastination and nobody has stepped up. So you know who you are. You are still procrastinating. So what we're going to do today is I have the pleasure of working on Helena today for a program that she wants to get going moving forward. She's almost there, but not quite. And that happens to a lot of entrepreneurs, right? We get the clarity, we decide we're going to do it, we put a whole bunch of things in place, and then what happens, right? Okay, well, you're going to find out. I'm Dana J. Smithers. I am one of the Emotion Code Divas. Proud to be a diva. And today is episode 55. So we've been doing this over a year now, which is fabulous. And we love doing it. We love having viewers. We love having new viewers. So the purpose of this show is to educate, inspire, and then heal and release trapped emotions from a viewer. So Helene and I are both trained by Dr. Bradley Nelson. He wrote this book, The Emotion Code, doesn't say The Emotion Code Divas. No, The Emotion Code. Who knows? Maybe there's a book coming, Helena. I'm not sure about that. Okay, that's a good idea. All right.
I
anyway,
like that.
Yeah, back to Dr. Brad. Yeah, that's okay. Fine. All right. Focus. All right. The Emotion Code. So you can buy this book. You can learn how to do this yourself. There's lots of case studies. So what Helene and I do on the show is every show we actually go through what are called the 7 keys to conduct an emotion code session. So you can watch us do this, talk about what we're doing, and even do it yourself. However, I do find that I get the most benefit when I call on Helena, or usually Helena is my go-to emotion code person that I work with, and often I'm hers because, yeah, we all have trapped emotions. Life is all about emotions and experiencing things, quote unquote, the good and the bad. And when we get into a place of procrastinating, especially, I see this a lot with entrepreneurs, ready. What's going on, right? Anyway, that's a little bit about me and what the program is about. So Helena, over to you, my dear.
Hello, I am Helena Jenikin. I'm a certified emotion code practitioner, just like Dana, and I'm also I'm a certified clinical hypnotherapist, and I use both hypnotherapy and the emotion code with my clients that I see here in my office on Vancouver Island. I see a lot of my clients for emotion code via video, even if they live just down the street from me. It's so convenient. But my specialties are I help people release excess weight. I help them overcome fears and phobias, as well as stop smoking. I'm the stopsmokinglady.com, and I just love helping people become free. And today I'm excited to actually give the educational portion of our show, and I'll be actually doing a short hypnotic guided visualization journey, allowing you to create the feelings and the visions and the sounds and everything of something that you want to achieve in your life.
Love that, Helena. And I know just before this show, I know that you had a group, you're working with a weight loss group. I know that you do hypnosis with that, but you also do
education and emotion code. And last week, so it's a 4-week program that I'm doing. And last week we were looking at, I asked the ladies in the group to choose a food or a beverage that they wanted to never ever eat again, because it wasn't actually aligning with what their intentions are. They're in the process of becoming lighter and lighter and thinner. And granola bars and chips aren't going to get them to where they want to go. And that was what they decided. Right. So I'm all about the words that you're using, creating those thoughts, creating those feelings, creating those results, really focusing on what you want. And so I checked in with them, and no more granola bars, no more chips.
Nice. And I know
You
you
don't,
did a session on me a while ago. It's quite a while ago, actually, on cheesies, Hawkins cheesies, only Hawkins cheesies. That's my brand, right? But you know, maybe in the last 6 months, I bought one pack, and I ate a few, and I threw the pack out. So this emotion code stuff really, really works. And often we'll see comments in the show as well about people that had cravings for cookies, or one gal had cravings for her whatever it was in her Starbucks, this and this and this and this and this, and it was kind of a treat every day, but loaded with calories, just loaded with calories.
Janet, not only are they loaded with calories, those specialty coffees or even alcoholic beverages or chips. I mean, chips are almost like $3, $4, $5 a bag. So
Yeah.
are those coffees. The amount of money that people are saving because they don't buy those things anymore
Yeah.
is immense. It really accumulates.
Yeah. And not only, is it just what you're spending on those things, whether it's smoking, your cigarettes or whatever, it's what are you doing to your body, right? And then whatever you're doing to your body, because if you don't have your health, you don't have anything. So how does that affect your life, your family, your relationships, all of that? So, that's why Helena and I are so committed to doing this emotion code program, and to, helping Dr. Brad get the word out there about this, because it is an alternative healing method. And we're not saying don't do, if you need some medical surgery or something, or you need particular things from the medical world, we're never saying don't do it. And we're never saying we cure, but we certainly do help, and we certainly do release emotions, and people feel better. And once you start to feel better, you act differently. All right. So Helena, let's go ahead and just jump in and quickly do um, the 7 keys. These are called the 7 keys. So the first one I'm looking at is permission.
Permission, that's right, Dana, because we always need our clients' permission. I'd love to work on the world, but the first step is permission. And that permission can also be given by a parent, so we can work on their children and or their animals.
Right, exactly. So how I'm going to do this today, the second key is what we call having a proxy. So I'm going to be Helena's proxy because she's not here with me. So basically, I'm going to be substituting in for Helena. And if she was here, I would directly tap into her subconscious, but I become the proxy. And since a lot of our work is done by phone or Skype, I do a lot on Facebook, just on the chat there as well. But it's a process that can be done anywhere. You can be phone. You can even just email us and let us know what's going on. We'll have questions and things, because energy has no restraints, right? Energy, there's no time, space, or dimensions for energy. So we can actually, with emotion code, work on past, present, and future emotions that you may feel coming up for you, and they could be about yourself or they can be about a situation. So when we get your permission to do that and we become your proxy, then we can release those trapped emotions for you. So the next key that we ask about is severity.
Severity is we want to know consciously what our client's feeling of severity is, 10 being severe, 1 being low. Our intention is to get it to a 0. So, and then what we do is we check our work afterwards to ensure that we've lowered the number and with our intention to go to 0. And I know, Dana, I'm going to give you a conscious answer. So today, my procrastination for completing the program that I've been working on for 6 months, I have basically all the elements is a 10.
A 10, okay. And so because Helena's given me permission, I am her proxy, and I know the severity. She said it's a 10, and I will check in once I become that process. So how do we do that? Well, we do that through what's called muscle testing.
Right, so
how
muscle
do you do
testing.
your muscle testing, Helena?
Yeah, so my muscle testing looks like this. I link these 2 fingers into a circle, and I think the word yes, then my fingers link together, and if I think of the word no, they just come apart. So when I'm doing the muscle testing, if I get a yes answer, it looks like this, then it's a no answer, it looks like that. How do you do your muscle testing?
Mine's just slightly different, but again, in Dr. Brad's book, he's got at least half a dozen ways that you can do muscle testing, because basically what happens is you make an agreement with your subconscious. So we all have to learn how to do this before we can become certified in it. So I put my thumb and index finger together, and then I use my middle and index finger from the other hand, for my other hand, and that's a clear yes for me, and that's a no, because we're only asking yes or no questions, and what we're asking about is, through this chart of negative emotions, there's 60 of them. Dr. Brad has narrowed it down from thousands and hundreds, and these seem to be the ones that are most often come up. And then we're asking the yes or no. So how we're doing this, Helena, do you want to just explain it, and I'll just point to things for people?
Sure. So when we're doing the emotion code, checking which emotion it is on the chart that we can release, we'll ask, is it in column A or is it in column B? And then is it in an odd row or an even row? And when we get the answer, it might be that it's in column B, row 3.
Let's see. Okay.
Yeah, right there. And so then we've got 5 emotions. So we just eliminated 55 emotions, and we're now going to ask about 5. So we'll ask, is it confusion, defensiveness, grief, self-abuse, or stubbornness? And then when we get a yes on that, we go ahead and release the emotion if we can.
Exactly. And how are we releasing that? Well, we are using
magnets. Magnets. These are my magnets today. What does your magnets look like today?
These are my little guys. Hematite, which is a great stone for releasing negative energy. I have a bracelet actually in hematite as well that I wear, but these are great, very strong magnets. And so what we're going to do with the magnet is, we have this is all based on Chinese medicine, meridian chakras, energy points, all of that, which we actually literally have thousands in our body. But we work with the governing or grand meridian, which we start just above the lip. And when we're releasing that, I'm going to do this action. So up over my head to the back of my neck. If I was standing with somebody, then I would run it down their back. So I'm going to do 3 swipes of that. If it's their inherited emotion. And what's going on here, Helena? Why am I doing this? What's happening when that magnet's overhead there?
Right, that magnet is deleting it, canceling it, letting it go, and so it doesn't go back into the physical system. And when we identify the emotion from the emotion code chart, it actually physically pops out of the physical system, because that emotion actually is, the size of a lemon, or sometimes a cantaloupe, a baseball, whatever it is, but it actually has a physical size to it. So it pops out of the physical system into the energetic system. And then when we wipe over that governing or grand meridian, we're wiping it away so it doesn't go back in.
Exactly. And one of the things that we have to do as practitioners to make sure that this energy is flowing through us is we need to be very hydrated. And we also ask that the person we're working with, whether it's an animal or a person, that they are hydrated as well, because the energy just flows through much more quickly, and water is so good for you.
Yeah.
So good for you. So Helena, why don't we say hello to some people that are watching before I launch into doing the emotion code on you, and you give the education piece.
So a lady named Saskia Jennings, I met her in Victoria at the health show. I was there presenting with Michael Lozier on the emotion code, and we had a nice visit there. And then my friend Eileen McGowan is watching as well, and Saskia is asking, can you be my proxy? I can be your proxy when we work together, definitely. And Kelly May Glover, good morning, ladies. Good morning, Kelly May. How are you?
Hey, Kelly May. So nice to know that you're watching and tapping into this energy as well. We really appreciate that, and we love to have your comments, and we love to know that we are making a difference in the world with the emotion code as well. So,
and there's one other lady watching. I haven't seen her, talked to her for a while, but I'm so glad. It's Misty Anderson.
Misty. Misty Anderson, hashtag Alaska Misty.
That's it.
We can do some, actually, Misty's excellent at doing our hashtag procrastination. Yeah, Misty's really getting into her art. She's, you can just go to her Facebook page, just Misty Anderson. She lives in Alaska, and she's beautiful art. I always kind of, go there, see. There actually, I noticed that there's more and more people doing art, Helena. I don't know if you noticed that. I too am going to start painting again. You didn't know that I could paint, but I used to. Used to be very creative actually, and so I feel that's kind of emerging. But yeah, Misty's got some really beautiful paintings that she's done, and also because she's in Alaska, it's a totally different energy, right, than you might see from somebody in California or Florida or Saudi Arabia or Asia. It's all different energies that people pick up on when they're doing their art as well. So check it out. Anyway, that's just a shout out to Misty. Nice to have you watching. So, Helena, I'm going to go ahead and turn down my sound, and I'm going to get tapping in so that you said you've been working on this program for 6 months. You got just about all the pieces together, because I know you and I have had this conversation for a while.
Yes.
Just saying, girlfriend.
Yes.
Okay. Yeah, but now it's like pulling it all together, and Helena's stuck on one particular piece, so I'm going to start with that and see if I can just how I can move that out, and then we'll see what else comes up for her. So you go ahead, Helena. I'm just going to go ahead and I have your
Because I do have a deadline. I do have a deadline of presenting the package on February, let's get here, February 16th at 10 a.m.
Oh, I did not know that. Where are you doing
Yes. I'm doing that on with Michael Lozier on his business growth club.
Oh,
And
wow.
he
So,
has lots of
hello.
members. Yeah.
Okay.
So,
All right. I'm going to go ahead. I'm turning sound off.
good. So today, the educational piece is actually a guided hypnotic journey. And it's going to be, I'm going to invite you to actually just, our viewers, to just close your eyes. And this will be about a 5 to 6 minute journey. And this 5 to 6 minute journey is a journey to you experiencing what it will feel like and be like when you achieve your goal, whatever that might be. So as you have your eyes just closed, comfortable, I'd like you just to imagine one thing that you would like to achieve. Some people it is wearing a certain piece of clothing. Maybe something that doesn't fit you so well right now that you want to slip into a little bit with more comfort and ease. Maybe it's a job that you would like. Maybe it's a thing like starting painting and creating some paintings. Maybe it's writing a book. Whatever it is for you, just go ahead and choose one thing that you would like to achieve. And as you do that with your eyes closed, I'd like you to use the power of your imagination. And just get a sense or a feeling that you're walking into a movie theater. And it may be a movie theater that you've been in before, or one that you just want to imagine. Just get this image, a sense of the feeling of you walking into a movie theater. And there is no one else around in this movie theater, it's just you. You feel so calm, so relaxed. And I want you to imagine taking a seat in the front row of this movie theater. The seats in the front row are so comfortable, and the screen is just in front of you, that projection screen. It's at the perfect distance. That screen in front of you is blank, and beside you is a remote control. It's the kind of remote control that you would use for a television to turn up the volume or the brightness of the picture. And while you're sitting there in the front row of this movie theater, I want you to bring an image to mind of you, looking just as you want to look. You behaving just how you want to behave. You doing the thing that you want to be doing. Whatever it is for you, just bring an image of you in that scene. It might be the clothing that you're wearing. It might be the people that you're around or doing the job that you want to do. Whatever it is, just bring that to mind, an image of you looking, behaving, doing, having, whatever it is that you want to have. You see, in a minute, I'm going to count from 1 to 3. And when I get to 3, that image in your mind will appear on that movie screen, almost like a film. It's the life of you, but you looking just the way that you want to look, you doing the work that you want to be doing, you having the thing that you want to have. So in the moment, I'm going to count to 3, and when I get to 3, that image will appear there on the screen. So here we go. 1, 2, 3. Now take a really good look at that picture. You living the life you want to be living, doing the things that you're doing, having the thing that you want to have. You fit and healthy and vibrant and wearing the clothes that you want to wear and having the things that you want to do, and whatever it is for you, you're looking and feeling fantastic. Go ahead and use that remote control that's there by your side and turn up the volume on that picture. Turn up the brightness. You see, in a moment, I'm going to count to 1 to 3 again. And this time you have a choice to make. In life, we always have choices. If you want, when I get to 3, you can imagine jumping into that image, being a part of that film, and feeling exactly how it will feel when you achieve that goal. Perhaps it's you slimmer and fitter and more energetic, or you, that artist, that painter, that author, that musician, you in that job, whatever it might be, and all the feelings that will come with having that, being that. Or if you want, when I get to 3, you can imagine staying in the front row of that movie theater and just being the observer, wishing and wanting, but never doing anything about it. And I wonder what you're going to do. Are you going to jump into that image and see how it feels? Or are you going to lose focus, give up, sit back, wishing and wanting? So many people in their lives start off with goals in mind, but then they get distracted, lose focus, and never achieve those goals. I wonder what you're going to do. So here we go. 1, 2, 3. Jump in there. See how it feels. You fit, slim, healthy, vibrant. Writing that book, playing that music, painting that picture, living that life, that doing that job, whatever it is for you. But feeling fantastic. And all those feelings will remain with you now, surely and safely and gradually. You becoming that person, that future is there waiting for you. And it's all so easy to achieve. You actually know the steps, small steps, gradual steps, breaking the big project down into little itty bitty steps, one step at a time, moving gently, easily forward. That's right. Now you can just let that image on that movie screen just disappear, letting that movie theater just disappear. And I'd like you to imagine something else for me. I want you to imagine, just get a sense or a feeling of that you're going for a walk in a park. It may be a park that you've been in before or one that you just want to imagine. But just get the sense, this feeling of walking into a park. And it's a gorgeous day and the weather is just how you like it to be. Your favorite kind of day. You feel so calm, so relaxed, just wandering in this park. And just up ahead of you, there's a guy who's selling helium balloons, the type that you would get at a fair. And he's standing there with a big bunch of helium balloons. And I want you to imagine going up to this guy and buying just 3 balloons. Just buy 3 balloons, and when you've got them, find somewhere in this park to sit down, maybe in the grass or maybe a park bench. Just find somewhere to sit down. And as you're sitting down, I would like you to consider if there is anything that is preventing you from becoming, doing, or having the thing that you do want to do, be, or have, the size or shape, or the artist that you want to be, that book that you want to write, whatever it might be for you. It might be something in the past that's held you back. Consider anything that has affected your ability to get what you want, that thing that you want, achieve that goal. And I'd like you to write down on those balloons that thing. And as you do that, I want you to consider what it might be time to let go of. I want you to imagine writing that word, that thing that you it's time to let go of on the balloon or the balloons. And when you're ready to let go of those things in your own time, just release the balloons and watch them float away, getting higher and higher into the sky, taking them so high in the sky and taking whatever those things are, just those things that have blocked you in the past. Just allow them to float higher and higher, farther and farther away. And all you're left with is freedom. Freedom because you are now free to become the size and shape that you want to be, that author you want to be, that artist, do that job that you want to do, whatever it is that you want it to be. That's right. Your body, your mind, your soul knows exactly which steps now to take. Step by step, moving forward. It's a process. You're in the process of becoming. You're in the process of becoming the thing, say you want, whatever that is for you. And some of the best parts of your day is whenever you just close your eyes and you come back to that movie theater, imagining, stepping into that film of you, living the life how you want to be, having the thing that you want to have, vibrant and healthy. And each and every time you come into this imagination, this world of creating, feeling, experiencing all the things that you want to be, noticing you're moving forward towards the thing that you want to have, be, or do, and achieving those things easily and effortlessly. So in a moment, I'm going to count to 3, and when I get to 3, you'll open your eyes, fully aware, fully immersed, completely in the here and now, feeling absolutely wonderful. 1, starting to become more and more. 2, everything in your body feeling absolutely wonderful, your nerves, your muscles, feeling emotionally calm and serene and spiritually at peace. 3, open your eyes, fully aware, fully immersed, take a nice stretch, and notice how great you feel. Fully present in the room here and now. How is that? And you can remember all of that and just do that whenever you want. The more you do that, the more you go into the movie theater of your mind, imagining, feeling all the feelings of you having, being, doing, achieving the thing that you want, or your subconscious mind will go out and get it for you. Hello, Dana.
Hello, Helena. So good advice.
Okay, I'll do it.
Yeah, exactly. And I think that I just heard the end of that, but yeah, we call it running that movie, right? And you can learn that through NLP, but even, anything that you can visualize is going to help from a law of attraction perspective. And also, I'm just creating my vision board right now and, putting on there some things that I don't know whether or not they'll happen, but I feel a certain energy around them. So I'm going to, I'm very open to new things this year just because I feel like I'm on a different, well, I am on numerologically. That's the word. In numerology, I'm on my 7th path. So that's the most spiritual one. So, and I can definitely feel things shifting for me energetically and all of that. Well, this was interesting.
Oh.
So, Helena, some of this was, not a big surprise, but then, there's always a few things that we ever uncover and also move forward with asking some different questions. So we started with a 10. I did get this down to a 0. All right, so let's see what came up. So the first question I asked was, are there any trapped emotions that are preventing you from using another person's audio and video. And so definite yes on that. So the emotions that came up for that were effort unreceived, a heartache, insecurity, overjoy. And I know if you're a new emotion code practitioner, this is one I didn't quite get, but how Dr. Brad explains it is that you can be so excited about something, as I think you were with this program, right? Like you're working together with Michael Lozier, and it's like awesome, great, oh, so excited, all of that, and then boom, nosedive, right? It's like, oh my God, now I have to do it, right? So it's like, yeah, it's a funny one, but that's how I explain it. That for in the moment, you're joyous, but then it's like it becomes too much. What do I do next? How do I do it? You know, all of these things. And then vulnerability came up, feeling vulnerable. So the next question I asked was, what is preventing you from asking for what you want with this person? And only two emotions came up, and one was conflict, and the other one was humiliation.
Oh.
Okay.
Yeah.
So again, remember that these are subconscious. We don't always know that they're going on, but I always trust this process. I always trust the emotions that come up, especially since, you know, I know that I've connected with a higher power. I'm only looking for the highest good for Helena or anyone when I do this emotion code. So I just accept what comes out. We don't have to know logically or even intellectually what these things mean. That's not what it's called emotion code for a reason. And then the next question I asked is, are there any trapped emotions stopping you from creating your own portion, like what you want from him? And two little phrases popped up right away. One, I'm not good enough. And two, I'm not an expert. All right, so I then tapped into those. So I asked the question, not good enough. What emotions do I need to release for you to know that you are good enough? Pride, longing, shame, and then because it was kind of like, well, you know, I should know how to do this, but I don't, you know, I'm not good enough, that sort of thing, right? And then a psychic trauma came up, which was inherited. And it was guilt and hatred from your father's mother, so your grandmother. So something around her came up in the not good enough question. So your grandmother. So, you know, when we're working with someone, as I'm working directly with Helena, it's up to the individual if they want to share anything or not. And, you know, Helena and I will probably have a conversation after. But, you know, some people will get it. It's like, oh yeah. And others, it's like, not sure. You don't have to be sure about anything. We're just releasing these emotions for you. And so that was all for that. And then I went and asked the question about, are there trapped emotions around me feeling that I'm not an expert? And the same emotion came up twice. One was yours and one was inherited from your mother. So not an expert. The emotion that came up was disgust.
Oh.
Yeah, disgust. So that's an odd one.
Yeah. You know, my mother at age 50 went back to school. She was a chemist, came to Canada as a chemist, and then raised family, and then tried to get some work, and they wouldn't recognize her previous education, so she had to go back to school and really work at it. And I don't know, yeah. And that whole expert thing is so interesting because
yeah, it was almost like big neon lights flashing for me, like, this is the question to ask.
This is the question,
right?
because honestly, many years ago, the thing that I wanted, I put on my vision board, or my my creative visualization statement is, I want to be recognized as an expert in my field.
And I know you've said that to me.
Yeah. Yeah. And so to be an expert actually has the skill to be able to create from the knowledge that I have gathered, instead of borrowing or buying someone else's program. Thank you, Dana. I have
You're
clarity.
welcome. So this will be interesting to see what moves forward because, in our conversations, I've always said to you, well, why don't you just create your own, And I know absolutely know that you're capable of that. I know you have the knowledge, and I know that you are passionate about helping people to stop smoke, like passionate about it. And that's, for me, that's where your sacred journey, spiritual sacred journey is taking you. I mean, that's not the only thing you're going to do, but I remember a conversation once, Helena, where I know you said that you wanted to be on television and you want to be known as the Stop Smoking Lady in Canada. And we had conversations like, yeah, like, why just Canada, right? So, you're on your way. Michael Lozier is a great support. Michael's been, a friend and mentor of mine for many years, mainly starting out with the law of attraction. But, Michael's moved into the emotion code too, because like all of us, we could, teach people how to deliberately use the law of attraction, but like, why aren't they moving forward, right? Why don't they have better relationships, more abundance, better health, all of that? So, all of us have gravitated to the emotion code because we just feel like it's that kind of final piece, that just kind of opens those doors for you to move forward. So it's a beautiful thing. So I know that will help you. And so you've got some pondering to do, maybe having that conversation with him, could I use this little bit or, whatever, because we can always, there are copyright laws and infringements, but you can always model what somebody else has done. I mean, it's like us with the emotion code. I mean, we've been trained to do it, but we're still going to be doing it in our own way. We're never going to be a Dr. Brad. It's just, it's not who we were born to be, right? So we all have a purpose in life, and enough said on that. All right. Thank you, Helena. And thank you to all our viewers. And next week actually is a new month. So we are working on, for the month of February, relationships. So we are going to start off with the heart wall, and we're going to throw in some of the healing modalities that we know as well. Helena and I both know how to do EFT, the tapping that again, works with energy points. So we're going to be doing a heart wall session and EFT. So if someone is looking for or feels that they have a heart wall, they're not able to receive and give love that they need. In fact, I can think of one person I'm going to text and just see if she'd like to be the viewer, because we do these sessions for you, and we know they're short, but we know they're powerful, because we've set that intention. So even though if you're hiring us, we might do 3 sessions or whatever, but, this is very, it's laser pointed intention when we do these shows. So if you're interested, let us know. To all those procrastinators, I hope this helped. So Helena, how can people get a hold of you?
People can get a hold of me at my website, which is flourishhypnosis.com. I have a Facebook page, Flourish Hypnosis. I have a YouTube channels, and yeah.
Excellent, thank you. And you can find me at either danasmithers.com or empoweredwomeninbusiness.com is also my YouTube channel, as well as my Facebook page. And so that's our show for today. Next week is episode 56, looking for people that have a heart wall, and we will do some EFT for them. So for now, farewell, my friends. Enjoy your day. Have a great week, and just do it.